Good morning, everybody. It is November 14th. I am going to set my glasses over there. I am Kelly of Loch Briar Knits. Welcome to an impromptu Loch Briar Knits podcast where my allergies are over the top. So here's the thing. I was just doing a bit of the November vlog and I was talking about some of the yarns I had bought. And then I thought, because if you've been with me for the whole year, you know that at the beginning of the year, part of my Make 9 was that I would go half the year without buying any yarn because I have so much yarn. And of course, for Christmas, my husband said, "What do you want?" So I gave him a list of yarn. Why do I do this to myself? So I thought, you know what? I've got to start using up the yarn I have at a faster rate. And I don't feel like I have really knit as much as I wanted to knit this year. And granted, this was a bad year kind of all around in a lot of different areas. So I'm not going to beat myself up about that. But I do want to kind of focus going forward on what I want to accomplish for next year. And what I really want to accomplish is, number one, I want to knit the new yarns that I bought, but I have a lot of sweaters quantity yarn already. And I think what I really need to do is to address what I want to do with that yarn. Do I want to keep the yarn or do I want to put it up for destash? So, or maybe I'll do it like as giveaways. I don't know. But there's a lot of yarn here. And I really need to figure out, where I want to use it and sort of dig in and actually see what I have. So what I'm going to do. So this here is all sock yarn. And here. And down there. Oh, down there. So that I'm not worried about. I mean, I don't need any more sock yarn. I'm not feeling the need to buy any more sock yarn for socks. There's also, let's see if we can see this. Don't step on my glasses. So I also have this basket here, which is for the most part sock yarn. I have my own one here. This is Hope Springs that I'm going to ball up. Until this is impromptu, my brain is not functioning. What I really want to do is I've kind of pulled like a skein of what I've got here. I have my yarn stashed, part of it down here in my what I call my knitting room. I don't actually knit down here, but this is where my yarn is. It's where my yarn dyeing supplies are, and my hand dyed yarns are stored there. So I call it my knitting room. My wheel's over there. So here's what I have from kind of like the stashes up there. And I have sweaters quantity of each of these. So I have some Harriet Fine, and I have this color, which I think is called Shamrock. And I have this color, which is called, Bronze. It's called Bronze. It doesn't look bronze, it looks orange. So anyway, this is the Harriet Fine. And so this is 461 yards. So these are both fingering weight. Everything I'm showing you, I have enough for a sweater's quantity. So I do really love these colors. I love fall colors on me. I love to knit with them. So these have been in my stash for a while. I really think it's high time that I, as my mother would say, either shit or get off the pot. So such a classy family. So I really do need to figure out what I need to knit with these. I also have fingering weight of the Knit Pick Stroll Tweed, and this is in the, I think it's the Barn Heather. This one is Barn Door Heather. it looks a little purple here, but it's really kind of more of a reddish. And then this one here is the Prussian Heather. So again, more fingering weight. And then I have a sweater's quantity of Quince & Co. Finch that I bought this ages ago. It's 100% American wool. It is fingering weight. The color is wasabi. So I have wool local, and this is, I think I also have a sweater's quantity of the gray as well. This is the Bennett colorway. I think the gray is called Kathy, and it's like in there. I'm just not exactly sure where in there. And it's this beautiful kind of like, you know, blue color. And then I've got BC Garn Bio Balance, and this is 55% wool, 45% cotton. So this would be a good idea for maybe doing something for the shoulder season between spring and into summer. And this colorway, I don't know if they give their colorways names or not. Nope, it's just, I think, BL005 or SB12510. But it's sort of it's like a nice green color, kind of almost looks like it may have some blue undertones to it maybe. Then I have Quince & Co. Lark, and I have this in the Fjord colorway. This is definitely a worsted weight, and it's in this very kind of really nice blue color. Fjord, did I say that? Then I have Sheep Soft. Now I made my ranunculus out of the green color, and I still have, I think, one of the green left. These are 50-gram balls, and they're 295 meters, and I have 5 of them. So that's more than enough to do a sweater. And I also have it. This is in the Asgarth blue, and this is in the Settle Heather. So I have enough to do a sweater in each of these colors. Honestly, I should not be allowed to shop. And then I have knit picks. This, now, here's the thing with this. It's got purple in it, and I don't, if you've been with me, you know, I don't like knitting with purple. I don't know why I bought this. Maybe I didn't realize how much purple it had in it. And honestly, does it really have that much? It's heathered. So this is worsted weight. And again, that's the mineral heather colorway. So sweater's quantity of that. This is just scratching the surface, honestly. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, just there alone, 11 sweaters quantity of yarn. And I'm trying to think if I do have a Illimani up there as well, but I'm not sure if I'm keeping that because it's the cotton one, and I just don't like cotton. So then we get to the Cascade 220 basket, and I don't think this is all of it, but I have sweaters quantity in the, I think this one is called the Ireland. All of these are 100% Peruvian Highland wool. This is color 2429, but I'm almost positive that it was called Ireland Heather. And these they're worsted weight, but they're more on the borderline between worsted and Aran weight. So I have a sweater's quantity of this color. I was trying to make a Big Love sweater out of it by, I forget whose Big Love, Isabel Kramer maybe? I couldn't get the collar to work. I don't know what I was doing wrong. Anyway, I have a sweater's quantity of that. I have a sweater's quantity in this. It's actually darker than what it's showing on screen, but this beautiful orangey color, color 2425. This is gorgeous. This is probably one of my favorite colors. This is 9448, Look at that, like just this deep kind of foresty green. Then we have, this beautiful gold color, which is what I used in my, God, this thing's pilling on me. What was this called? My childhood sweater by, I think this was Childhood Sweater by Anka Strict, and I used the gold here and here. And the thing is that with the Cascade 220, this was knit out of Cascade 220. This was birch or sand? Pebble? Something like that. Anyway, this sweater knit up quite fast. So what I need to do is I need to decide, number one, which ones realistically am I going to knit with? Which do I love enough to keep? And if I don't think I'm realistically going to knit a sweater out of it, or know what I'm going to knit with it, then maybe I need to let it go. But this is not all of it. So let us reconvene upstairs to where there's more. You know, at some point, this becomes embarrassing. I really have no business buying new yarn. Like, I really, really don't. So here's from the upstairs stash. And this is not going to include the mohair that I have, because I usually would pair this obviously with one of these. And it's not going to include the new stuff that I showed like in the last episode. Here's what I've got. I have BC Garn Samilla Melange, and I have, these are 50 grams and they've got 175 meters in them. I have 3 of these and I have 3 of these. So I don't know if I was planning on doing like a striped sweater. Anyway, so I've got 3 of each of those. So together that would make a sweater's quantity. This I have had for a very long time. This is Erica Knight British Blue 100 grams, and it is 240 yards, which would be 220 meters, and I have 5 skeins of this. And you know what? Like, it's a beautiful blue color. I don't know. Well, maybe I would. When I was pulling the yarn out, my first thought was, I don't really know that I like that shade of blue. So if I don't like that shade of blue, maybe this one needs to go. Then of course I have my stash of Illimani. I have a sweater's quantity of this gorgeous color. I have a sweater's quantity of this nice kind of neutral gray with maybe some brown undertones to it. So this one is called G Gray, and this one is called GC Gray. So you can see, I think you can see in this lighting, maybe not. This is slightly lighter. Like when I'm holding them like this, I can definitely tell this one is darker than this one, and I have a sweater's quantity of both. But I have a sweater's quantity of both these yarns, which are almost identical. Like, I think I just have this knee-jerk reaction that when I see Illimani yarn, I have to buy it. I don't know why. It's a sickness. But again, sweater's quantity of all of these. I love this color. So then I have the Jody Long Alba. So this is the one, I'm not a big fan of this yarn. I'm not a big fan of how it knits up. I find it shows every little mistake that you make. But with this one, I really love when I mixed it with mohair. I did a little sample. I have no idea where it is in this disaster that I've got going right now. But it looked much better, and so I decided to keep this and do a sweater with it mixed with the mohair. So I have decided to keep this, and again, it's like this lovely kind of almost like a dusky green color. I have Bio Balance in the dark gray here and in the light gray. This is lead, and this one is I don't know what the color of this one is. They're 225 meters per 50 grams. So that's a fingering weight. And I have about, I think I have 3 of this, and I think I have 3 of this, or I have 4. Sorry, I have 4. I have 4 of this one, and I think I might have 3 of this one. This one I've had since our trip to, was it Ireland or was it Scotland? I think it was Ireland. This is Brooklyn Tweed Arbor, which reminds me, my other Brooklyn Tweed, I have Brooklyn Tweed that must have been downstairs, maybe Brooklyn Tweed Shelter, in like a charcoal color also, which I think is downstairs. And I have this, which is in the 100% American Targhee wool. This is the Heron colorway. It's a DK weight yarn, and I have sweaters quantity of that. That's kind of like I'd say a medium gray color. Then, again, more Knit Pick Stroll Tweed. This is in the Dill Heather. I have a lot of green. I have a lot of green, and I have a lot of gray. Then I have the Barocco Ultrafine Wool. This is a fingering weight, and this is 400 yards per skein. This is the color 53104, which is kind of like a nice soft light brown. And then this is kind of a dark to medium gray. And I have a sweaters quantity of each of these. Now I wonder what those would look like marled together. Then we have some more. This is the Sparrow colorway. 4011, yeah, that's the Sparrow colorway. So this is the one that I really wanted to knit with first. Cascade 220. Then I have the Sugar Bush Shanty in this kind of marled gray color. And this I got, and it's Riley by Haiku. It is the Driftwood colorway. It's 50% baby alpaca, 25% mulberry silk, 25% linen. It's the Driftwood colorway. It's kind of, again, it's sort of like in the same idea, like the light brown. I have the Estelle Andean DK Heather, and again, it's in this beautiful green color. This is the same yarn that I knit my Pebble Bay sweater by Karen Green out of, and I'm really tempted to do another one in the green, because I love that sweater, and I love how this yarn knit up with it. And then, of course, so that's one I actually just bought, which I wasn't going to show the new ones because we already did a show and tell of that. So, as you can see, I have enough sweaters quantity yarn to last me forever. And I think I need to do a destash. So, I would say for me, the front runners right now of what I feel comfortable getting rid of is, I think I will get rid of the Riley Haiku. I think I will get rid of this. Also have, sorry, I forgot to grab that one. And I'm just on the fence with this because I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have about maybe 800 meters for this one. And it's in their, it's Quince & Co. in their Osprey. And it is 155 meters, 170 yards per 100 grams. So it's really more than a worsted weight, really. Aran, I guess maybe an Aran weight. And I love the color, but I don't know. Maybe I could make a vest out of that. Maybe that might be something I can do with that one. That's going to be a fast knit. There is also the Mineral Heather that I showed you downstairs. I think I may let that one go. So I think those ones will definitely go. Also, sorry, I've got this BC Bio yarn. And you know what? I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking with that. I found my crochet hook. Okay, I am putting that in my needle holder. I keep losing this, and then when I need it, I can't find it anywhere. I do have some I do have these ones here too, which are the Swish DK, and I've got these I bought specifically to do like a specific sweater. Jessica McDonald, and ditto on this one here, which is Wool of the Andes. So this, I think, oh my God, I want to call it the fern, and I don't think that's right. But these ones I've talked about in previous episodes about what I was doing with this. I don't feel like the light's very good in here. I think I need to do a bit of a destash. So I think I'll get rid of the Mineral Heather from the Stroll Tweed downstairs. I think I will get rid of both of these, the Haiku. So I think what I'll do is I'll do a destash, and I'll put what I'm destashing up like in my Etsy shop and just call it destash. Original, huh? I think for now, that's what I know I'm going to get rid of. There may be more. I'm just kind of like digging through here. I think a lot of this is like one-offs. So yeah, it's getting a little ridiculous. It's getting a little ridiculous. It really is. So there's still other stuff up there. There's Hypothesis yarn in the Wolfish colorway, Hypothesis yarn fingering weight in the, okay, sorry, there's more. This is Hypothesis yarn. I think it was her Walden colorway. That's a fingering weight. That's a beautiful kind of rich brown. It's not solid. It's variegated. You can kind of see, I think, the different, if I had better lighting in here. Then this is the Wolfish, which is my absolute favorite colorway of hers. She doesn't dye anymore, so I feel like I've just been really kind of being precious about using those. This is Tiny Human Knits in her Spice Cake. And again, that's a fingering weight. I love that color. I just love it. And this is Barrett Wool Co. in Folkstone, which is a blue with gray undertones, I would say. This is a dark gray. Moonshine Fine by Juniper Moon Yarn. And this is fingering weight. Anyway, so it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, I have enough sweaters quantity yarn here to never have to buy yarn again. So yeah, I've really got to pare things down. I think there's going to be a destash coming to the Loch Briar Knits. And yeah, so just kind of keep your eye out if you're interested. But one thing I have to do is, I know that there's yarn I'm keeping. I need to, I think, kind of really look at what's been in my stash for a while. What am I realistically going to use? If I'm not realistically going to use it anytime soon, then I think I need to destash, because it's getting a little overwhelming. When I bring it all out like this, it's overwhelming. So I think today part of my day off is going to be spent doing some knitting, and then kind of realistically trying to determine what projects I'm going to use on some of it. Is there others that I'm not going to get to anytime soon? And if I'm not going to get to it anytime soon, I know if I'm buying new yarn, that's going to jump ahead of the older yarn, you know, because it's shiny, it's new. So I think I really have to kind of be realistic about what I am honestly going to knit with and what I'm not. So keep your eye out for destash. It's just, it's too much. It's too much. So keep your eye out. I will probably do a post on my Instagram account. And when I put out the November vlog, I will kind of indicate on there where it's at. All right, so thank you for coming with me on this horrifying journey of yarn gluttony. And I think I have my work cut out for me. So I will see you soon. Thanks so much for watching. I know this was a little bit of a different episode, but it's sort of a prep episode for my Make 9. Also, this will probably be the last full episode before December, and then once December starts, it's Vlogmas full on, where I think I have been doing that now since, I want to say 2016. I was looking at some of the older Vlogmas episodes the other day, and I was like, oh my god, I've actually been doing this for quite a while. So I will definitely be doing Vlogmas again this year, and my advent calendar is on its way. You know what I think I might do? I know what I'm doing with last year's advent calendar. I've got it all set up and ready to go, and that's going to be, I think, a New Year's project. But I think what I might do is look around, maybe today if I have time, and just see what projects I can use this year's Advent for, so that I'm all ready to go with that. So thank you for joining me on the impromptu, not very well structured Yarn Gluttony episode, and I will see you for the November vlog very shortly, and I will also see you for Vlogmas starting December 1. Bye!